big triumphant build up there, and oof, it's a little bit loud. Anyway, here we are, and welcome to the stream. It's time for Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age. If I can get, there we go. The controller working. Oh, right. See, I was playing Okami, and then I got used to Okami's controls. But here we are. Okay, so last stream there's some big eventful things going on. Ended up getting caught by the Imperials and brought aboard one of their dreadnoughts. Had a fight with a judge. Escaped with Amalia, who we now can confirm is the thought-to-be-dead Princess Ashe. Got the whole party together, and now we're one big, happy JRPG party. 6 characters, that's gonna be it for the entirety of the game. But, like I said, there'll be plenty of guest appearances and guest party members, and it's good to have something concise, I think. Anyway, we stopped off right before... Oh man, I don't even remember where that was. Fortunately, it's tied to one of the crystal teleport locations, so I can just teleport there when I choose to do so. But basically, we're looking for a sort of birthright for Princess Ashe to kind of prove her heritage once she tries to make a claim to the throne and oppose the Imperials. But a little bit of doing needs to be done before that. Namely, we need to actually get to where the stone is being kept. But there was a couple things I wanted to do before. And I did some grinding. You probably noticed when I hopped in the menu there, I've excelled by quite a few levels. I also have the best gear that's available for all the characters in their current classes, best armor. Got a decent amount of inventory as far as like... There we go, make sure that's all sorted. Healing items and whatnot. Sort of ran through a lot of gold, but I did get a lot too, so I probably had somewhere between 50 and 75,000. There's just a couple things I wanted to do. I wanted to do this hunt, so we're gonna do this real quick. You hear about the bill I posted? That's the first good news I've had all day. So, you'll hunt this flowering cactoid for me? That's what I wanted to hear. So, let's tell you what you need to know. Probably saw some creatures that look like cactuses on your way here from Rabanastre. Speak of the devil. You've seen them before, right? Mostly they keep to themselves. Mostly. But every now and then a different sort of cactoid comes along, has a flower on its head. They're the troublemakers. Smarter than your average cactoid, and they have a taste for blood. Can't count how many times they've attacked the outpost. But they don't dare attack while I'm on watch. They tried that once, learned their lesson. Look, there it is now. Look at it go. The flowering cactoid's the one up front. Look at it there, mocking us. As it does its wiggle dance. They did a number on this poor Seek's belongings too, needles everywhere. I'd hunt it down myself, but I'm stuck here on watch. I asked a passing merchant to submit the bill for me, and that's where you come into the story. The flowering cactoid's been lurking out in the Yardang Labyrinth. Do us all a favor and hunt it down for me. I don't know what the hell the Yardang is, but we're gonna do that real quick. Oh, and when you kill it, don't forget to take the flower. The apothecaries can make a potent salve from its petals. Good, good. I've also refigured out that, let's see where the hell this thing is. Maybe it's in the clan primer, that'd probably make more sense. But it's good to sell a lot of your... that's the Yardang. Trophies that you get from various enemies, because they unlock bizarre items, which are usually pretty good items that you'll want or need at a discount. And even if you don't want them, usually since they're discounted, you can just turn around and sell it. because I think I'm pretty sure selling in this game has a 1-1 return. So it's like if you buy it, you could sell it for the exact same price you bought it at. But regardless, either way, selling your trophies and stuff is usually a good idea. I haven't come across any characters that need any particular trophies, so I'm wondering if I'm just thinking of other games and just sort of superimposing that onto this one, or if there are in fact some other side quests where they need particular trophies from certain monsters at some point, but who can say? Won't know until we get there. There we go. I'm a bit over leveled for this hunt, so I can't say that it was too hard. I remember fighting this thing at level, probably like at about the level that you want to be at a minimum to fight this thing, and it was a bit of a pain in the ass because it would just run around. It would get its friends in on the action, and then it would lure you to, you know, other little spots where you potentially could die if you get overrun. However, I could beat it in a few hits. I'm kind of wondering if that's going to happen when I'm going through this next little area here, because I did spend some time grinding. I spent about 3 hours on double time speed for the most part, so I guess that's sort of equivalent to 6 hours worth of grinding. I could have had a 4-time speed. In fact, I tried it for a second and it was just a little too goddamn fast, so it made it hard to manage, especially when I was going through certain areas where there was tons of enemies, like the Lusu mines. That's where I was racking up the dollars. All those skeletons, they drop some pretty good trophies once you get a good chain going. But anyway, I did that, and I had some pretty good returns. Obviously, since I was able to get like max gear and everything for all the party members. But still, might have overdone it. Which usually isn't an issue for me. I'm fine with that. Like I always say, sometimes people complain about that aspect with a JRPG. It's like, oh, you could overlevel and things are too easy. And it's like, well, if you want to put in the time, then I don't see why you wouldn't want to reap the rewards. But, you know, with this game, it might seem like I'm breezing through a little too easy. That's a cactus flower. Wish I could have been there when you put that overgrown cactus in its place. Here's your bounty. I know it's not much, but it's the best I could do. Thanks for your help. It's not bad. 500 gil and a potion. I guess the potion's not that great. But when we sell this cactoid flower, I don't know, maybe it'll turn into something good. That's pretty much it as far as what I wanted to do. I basically just wanted to see that dancing flowering cactoid. That was basically it. I wanted a record on that on stream. I've got an old GIF of that cactoid dancing. It must have been from a PS2 or maybe emulated or something like that, because it's pretty damn old. Just with the text, look at it there, mocking us. But I don't know, maybe I can make my own in WebM form or something. I gotta say, I don't really like the font though, when it comes to the Zodiac Age. It's a little too smooth and rounded. Something about the old font from the original game just looked a little bit better to me, but it's a minor complaint. Make a quick save. Alright, Hurdy. I don't know where I want to go. Oh, you know what? I want to go to the Warp Crystal. Where is that? The aerodrome? I think it's the aerodrome. No. No, it is not the aerodrome. Okay, it must be the Giza Plains, Southgate. There we go. Okay. I'll try to remember that, but I probably won't. Let's go ahead and save Dalmasca Wester Sand, I think is where we want to be. Okay, so this should look familiar. This is where we left off last time. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna sell... Oh, what happened to the flower? Maybe I can't sell it to him, or... Maybe it's somewhere else? I don't know. Interesting. Maybe I have to take it to, I don't know, a specific shop. Kind of weird. What do all these do? Your strength and HP critical, immune to poison sap. Might be handy at some point. Not quite yet, but some point maybe. Actually, hold on. Just in case, you never know. So, while I was playing my own time too, I also updated the gambits. Most of the characters you're not going to see too much, but things should be a lot smoother now. Ash and Penelo have got new... I don't remember if I did that on stream last time, I don't think so. But they've got new classes. Penelo's the white mage, and then Ash is the red mage. So Ash can do some healing techniques, Penelo can do all sorts of stuff. She can heal, she can cure ailments. So all the gambits set for them are pretty much to target any of the common ailments that we've been running into, and do the healing automated, so... Should be pretty good. I don't have to worry about it quite as much. Hopefully we'll see less deaths, and even if someone were to die, we have a gambit that auto raises anybody that's fallen. Probably don't want to fall in that, I'm thinking. Looks like quicksand times 10.
So where exactly is Raithwall's tomb?
Far to the west. We must first cross the Yogir Yensa, and beyond that, the Nam Yensa, before we reach the tomb. An expanse of desert larger still than all of Dalmasca. We must pace ourselves. If you grow tired, we stop and take rest.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm tougher than I look.
You are at that.
Nice angle. I do remember this section taking a little while. If it's taking as long as I feel like it's going to take, then most of the stream might be spent crossing these sandsea deserts to get to the tomb, but I guess we'll see. Maybe we'll be able to speed through it. Or something. I don't even know if I'd necessarily want to, but it'll be interesting to go through. It's like all this architecture and machinery. I'm not really too sure what it was, but I do remember digging and rooting around through that for some time. Infuse. I don't know what that is. Actually, thinking about it, hold on. take a look here. Oh, it's a key item. Rare flower that comes into bloom once every few years. Its petals have medicinal value, with those harvested from cacti turned cactoids said to be particularly potent. I guess we gotta give it to somebody. I don't know. I'm not really sure what infuse is, but I don't know, maybe it'll pop up at some point. Anyway, let's keep going. We've got a long way to go. What do we have here? Ah. Good. Oh, God. Man. Got both maps right from the start. That's handy. Don't even need the cartographer's guild. Oh God, yeah. That is a lot. This might be one of those situations where I'm not gonna explore everything. I'm sure it would be worth it in some instances, but I'll probably try to go for the most direct path. Provided that it's not too maze-like, it looks like that might end up being the case. Who leveled up? Oh, it was Fran. You know, for the longest time, I had Fran with the, I believe it's called the Firefly accessory, and I didn't read the description on that because I think I just popped on real quick because I was just looking for something to have any sort of stat boosts, and looking at it later I saw that it prevented whoever wore it from gaining any experience, which super sucked because I was wondering why everybody else was leveling and Fran wasn't. So after about like 3 levels under everyone else, I'm like, alright, something weird's going on here. So I took a look at that and I'm like, shit. So she's been in the party for a long time. I've just had her as lead because I wanted to make sure that she's always in the party until she actually caught up with everybody. Now it looks like she's back where she needs to be, so can't complain too hard about that, but it's a bit frustrating after, I don't know, maybe a good hour not leveling with everybody else. The only thing I feel like I'm missing out on is I sort of want a black mage, but I guess Ash sort of kind of fills that role as being a red mage. It's not super ideal though. I mean, maybe not, but I get the feeling like there's going to be some enemies at some point where we're going to want some magic.
A construct to draw oil from the ground. Abandoned many years now, it seems.
Did Dalmaskans build this?
No, the Rosarians. Their empire lies far to the west, ever at war with Arcadia. Heedless of the kingdoms caught in their midst. Dalmasca, Nabrodia, Landis.
'Tis the small craft's fate to watch the list of the galleons and pray for light winds.
Vosla,
You're
why
back.
are you here?
Imagine my surprise when upon my return to Beaugerbe, I find both you and the Lady Ash have vanished. I thought you above consorting with sky pirates.
Malthir is a man worthy of our trust, and it was the Lady Ash's decision. I am content to lend my arm, as I could not when Rasla died, when her throne was taken. Never again. I will defend her this time.
You walked the Knight's path. The Lady Ash?
We should leave this place.
Let me guess. Sandstorm?
Something far worse.
I see. So the Dawn Shard does lie in King Raithwall's tomb. The Marquis sympathizes with your plight, Yet the Empire perches as a carrion bird on his shoulder. He can keep whispers of your abduction silent for only so long.
Yes. Tell me, Vossler, what have you accomplished?
We leave at once. This is Urutan Yensa territory, and they are unfond of visitors.
Oh, I think I remember them. They're like post-apocalyptic motorbike people. Oh, maybe they're not on bikes, they're on, Alright, that's a little different than I was imagining. Still, they don't look too friendly. Also, sorry, I've been waiting for a break in the chat, but yeah, my chat
Looks
was
like
not
we've attracted the wrong sort of attention. Let's
up.
quit this place while we still can. Move!
Vossler! Have you found the means to restore Dalmasca?
First, we must claim the Dawn Shard. It all begins with that.
Yeah, he's back. Oh, I see what happened. Steam just exited. Or maybe it was an update or something, logged me out. But yes, Fran, I'm assuming he's got long arms. Yeah, the Vieira, they got long limbs. It doesn't just stop at the arms. She's a tall lady. Okay, where do we want to go from here? That is a dead end. Go this way. Ah! We didn't escape them at all. They're here, waiting for us. Balthier tends to be the one that's running behind on leveling now. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe I just don't have him in the party that often. But sometimes it's a bit of a pain. Anyway, my system for this now is... I'm just gonna wait until everybody levels. Oh man, Vossler's at 22. Now I'm jealous. And I'm just gonna switch once everybody reaches the next level. So we'll have a party of 3. Everybody reaches the next level, we'll switch to back to the other 3. And so on and so forth. Let's do Ash. Actually, you know what? I'll do Bosch.
Yeah.
I think while I'm traveling, I don't want to worry about, like, magic and whatnot too much. I'm just gonna let the gambits take over. Once we start doing something more intricate, like we're in a dungeon, then I'll concentrate a little bit more with the characters that have a little more to do. Piece of earth magicite. And traveling through here to get some hunts sometimes was a nightmare, just because of how much you had to actually walk through. I don't think I was very proficient, at least not as much as I am with a lot of games back when these were coming out. I did a little Okami on my own, not too much, but I went back and I sort of did some of the extra stuff that we sort of skipped out on. Not too much, nothing that had any story related to it, but just a handful of side quests. There was I went back to the Agata Forest and did the thing where you gotta push the ball up the hill. And a hell of a lot easier than I remember it being. Not to say that it was too easy. By the time you got to the third ball, or basically you have to push an orb up a hill, to give to a bear because the bear likes to stand on orbs. So, I don't know. Think of that what you will, but regardless, it was a pain in the ass to do when I first played that game when it came out in 2006. And I did it this time and it wasn't that bad. I was a little bit smarter about pushing it up the hill because they got weight to it and physics. So sometimes it can slip away from you and then just fall down the hill and then you gotta push it all the way back up again. Or even worse, it could fall off the side and into the lake and then you gotta push it through the lake, which, you know, water kills you in that game. And then, you know, then start pushing it back up the hill. But I was doing the painting technique where the trees sprout from the ground and I was sort of keeping it in line. If it ever went too far, I was moving it like inch by inch as opposed to trying to do it all in one go. So it's all about technique. And I feel like with this game, there's been a couple things that I remember being a little bit challenging when I was coming up to them, and ended up not being so bad this time around. Like last stream, for instance, I remember being on the Imperial Dreadnought ship and not enjoying the boss battle for that one. Like either one, I'm pretty sure. Regardless of whether it was the minor judges in the brig or if it was Judge Geese on the bridge or wherever that was. At the same time, these being remasters, there could have been some changes to the gameplay or rebalancing or something like that, so it could be that the originals still are pretty hard and not necessarily has anything to do with my competence. But I guess we'll never know. Maybe somebody knows, but I'm not willing to look into it. Open the chest. We got something or other. I know that's kind of old at this point. Double the license points earned. Oh. I mean, you don't get any benefits from it, but that's pretty good. Who do I even want to have? Like strong licensing. A white Horrell. Also, everybody has a quickening now. I don't think everybody, or I was gonna say anybody, but yeah, no, I think Balthier had one last time we streamed, but everybody's got at least one. There's a couple people that have two, so pretty good. Balthier might have three, that's 100. I think it goes like 50 for your first one, 75 for your second, and then 100 for your third. So he is stacked. Yeah, I see them all. All those Balthier icons. Fran. Let's see. She's got 121. I thought she was a lot further down. I don't think I'm gonna worry about this too much right now. Maybe once we get to the dungeon, I'll start peeking into here a little bit more. Heaven's Wrath, I'll give that to Ash. I think I probably want to have Ash with the thing. What's she got? The battle harness? Directly counter with weapon in hand. I mean, that's pretty good, but what do you need for that? Accessory 6? Damn. Now look at that. Just enough. Spend money to make money. Okay. Let's get that golden amulet on. Let's see. Immune to poison and sap. Automatically counter with weapon in hand. He's ranged right now, so I don't think that's probably the best thing. I might just leave him with what he has on. I'm not really seeing anybody that... any enemies that use any sort of status effects. Physical damage taken, HP is critical. Friend doesn't have anything. I mean, I just don't like the... Here, I'm gonna... Not that I necessarily want her to have that, but... How do I remove something? Oh. There we go. Okay, so I might go through this entire map. Like this section of the map, I should say. But I'm not gonna backtrack through any of the other places. Certain finesse when you're going through trying to grind through enemies too. It rewards killing the same type of enemy. Unfortunately, as soon as you hit something else, then it breaks the chain. I mean, it might be obvious to some, maybe not, but the higher the chain, the better the rewards you get. I don't know if it affects any sort of stats, like if the license points go up or experience. Somebody's gonna need Libra, but regardless, the items are good enough, and sometimes you even get a little health boost. Yeah, let's do that. So I think it was last stream I was wondering if you could detect traps at any point, and you can. It's just attached to Libra. I thought Libra was just something that gave you your enemy info, but it works for traps too, so it's usually handy to have it on at all times. It's just, you gotta remember to actually, you know, use it. Fortunately, I think once you use it, it doesn't really wear off. Unless maybe you go into a town or something. There's a cutoff. I just don't know what the cutoff is. I think once you're out of a potential combat situation, then it completely goes out, which would be like if you enter a town or something. For some reason, I remember coming back through here a lot and trying to get these treasure chests to respawn. I don't know if that's because there was potentially something good inside one of them, or if it was just an easy way to rack up items. I do remember it being a bit of a challenge before, because a lot of times when I'd have the gambits on, I'd end up using a lot of my items without even realizing it. And I just never really turned the gambits off. And I think at the same time too, I never put any sort of healing spells on anybody. There wasn't, from what I remember, too many designated like mages. Something which I'm trying to change with this playthrough, but I think I might have had Pedello or possibly Ash as a white mage, but I didn't have two primary magic casters, so... And I think when it came to the party, I was just kind of whatever with it. I was at the point where I was probably trying to keep things balanced, but if it wasn't, it wasn't, and I didn't really care too much, so... It might have just been one of those situations, I don't know. Oh, that's right, we were fighting the tomato head things. I was kind of wondering why the chain reset, because I had a pretty good one going.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything interesting up here. Remedy is not bad. I find it a little weird that remedies, like the attributes as far as what they can heal, are sort of dependent on the character, because it's an ability you have to unlock. Otherwise, I'm not really too sure what they remedy at all. Just as by default. Let's see. Let's have a look. Remove blind, poison, silence, and slow from one ally. So does that... Could be that none of these characters have the added benefits, but I remember seeing that. It's like there's a certain attribute you can unlock where remedies will treat for other things. Ah, the Namyensa. This looks to be a little greener. Oh. Where are you going? Oh, these boogles are weird. They wear like eyeshadow. Did you see that Uraton Yensa just now, Kupo? They're usually violent, or a violent lot, but this one wanted to help. Interested? Alright. The Uraton Yensa are all up in a panic about a creature on the Namyensa sandsea. Their blood enemy, it seems. One of them was asking for help, and Uraton Yensa asking for help. Whatever it is, it's gotta be bad, Kupo. You look pretty strong. Maybe you could have a swing at the thing, Kupo. It's supposed to be something like a giant tortoise. He said he'd found some treasure of the sandsea, too. Why, you might be able to claim that as a reward if you're successful, Kupo. Maybe. Take a look into it, I guess. I'm not too sure where it is. Does it even count as like a hunt? I like if these things, part of their idle animation is just like punching the air. They're so goddamn mad. Does that register as a hunt? No. What about on the map? Oh, I guess that's as far as I can zoom out. Alright. Now, despite the fact that they might be pleading for help, that doesn't mean that they're still aggressive. Maybe it was just the individual. Thought I saw another chest up there for a second. No, it's just some flowers. Ooh. The sandsea is much less impressive when you're in the actual game. Looked good in the cutscene. I remember when I first played this game, I thought it was the peak of graphics. And it might have been, at least as far as consoles are concerned. I don't remember if there was any games that could have stood up to it, even on like PC or anything at the time. Of course, most of what was on PC exclusively, it was usually just like an RTS or some sort, so... But even back then, I remember when the previews for like Final Fantasy XIII had come out and we saw some of the promo materials. I was just looking at it and I'm like, wow, they've come a long way. Then I go back and play Final Fantasy XII. Models look good. Obviously, it's better than stuff that was in like Final Fantasy X that preceded it, but there was like, everybody looks a little plasticky in the cutscenes. There's a certain style, like, in-game. I think I mentioned it before. Not too sure what that style is, but it looks good and it's very distinct. It's sort of almost like an amplified, retro PS1 look. Which, you know, makes sense, but I don't know. Some PS2 games and other stuff that was coming around in the same generation wasn't quite taking that route. But in particular, I remember looking at like the promo material, I think with lightning on it. There's like a poster or something where she's sitting in what looks like a waiting room, but it's like the end level of that game. Anyway, oh hey, that's the turtle thing. I wonder if they'll care. If I start attacking this thing, will they start attacking me? But I just remember looking at that anyway, and I was like, wow, this, like, her skin in particular I thought was weird. I know that sounds weird, but I remember noticing it because it was like, there's like a certain flesh tone and you could see red, and it's like, something about it looked so much more realistic. This thing goes down pretty easy. I don't think I want to use anything special on it. Maybe we could get Ash to do something. What kind of... Let's see what that does. A decent amount of damage. Oh, can't believe Vossler got the final hit. The Uraton Eater has fallen. And so have all the Uraton Yensei. I don't know where I go to get my reward. Maybe I have to go back to the Moogle, I guess. Do I want to go all the way back there? Maybe we could double time it. On the other hand, that might not even be what I need to do. I'm not too sure. Yeah, Bosch always the first one to level up. Oh, and Ash too. I think it's mostly because I use him as like a tank. He's got the most HP, does a lot of damage since he has a close range melee weapon. It's good stuff. Okay. He's not here. Has me worried. You killed the wild scourge of the sandsea, Kupo. Amazing! By the way, that Uraton Yensei from before, he just went by, Kupo. Maybe he was going to look for that treasure for you? Unusually kind of him. He was headed for the Ogre Yensei Sandsea. Ah, shit. Well, I kind of want it now. I don't know what it is, but I don't know where he's gonna be. These things are kind of freaky. I vaguely remember like walking somewhere and then, yeah, him just like skittering across the desert. There he is. Are you off looking for a reward, Kupo? Did you find the treasure of the Sandsea? Just where is he going, Kupo? I could put the emphasis on the wrong word there. Oh. A gathering. And look, their leader is there. I'm guessing it's a queen of some sort because it looks like it's got tits. Kupo, a gathering of the Urutan Yensa. A truly rare occurrence, Kupo. Yes, it does. Kupo? Kupopo? Wait, what's happening, Kupo? I'm glad the Moogle's here for the exposition. Wait, no, they're going to execute him. Don't do this. The creature would still be at large if it weren't for his plea for help, Kupo. Oh, it speaks. You shame us by seeking aid outside the tribe. Urutan Yensa are lords and masters of the Great Sea. We seek the aid of none. Your words are the howling of the sand to my ears. I condemn you to dust. Oh. Jeez. What have you done, Kupo? You bring him back. Those who sully our name will be punished. Be they foreman or kin, they must pay the honor price. There can be no forgiveness. I would destroy you too, but I am merciful. Better you live to tell the world that the Urutan are not to be taken lightly. Now leave. That rogue Urutan, he wouldn't have been happy back with his clan. I'm sure of it, Kupo. Way to cope. He left some kind of bloom, though. That flower. It's rare to see one blooming in the Sandsea, Kupo. Maybe the treasure that he found was this? Alright, well, I'll go ahead and take it then. A bunch of berries hang from the flower. Pick the berries. A bunch of esker berries. What the hell is that? There's a particularly dangerous avian known as the Garuda that's said to be quite unfond of this flower's scent, Kupo. A treasure indeed. Oh, okay. So we gotta use it for that, the Garudas. I remember fighting them. I don't know if it was a necessary thing or it was just a hunt, but you know. To this day, I think their most frightening appearance was in Final Fantasy X. They're just like a massive black bird where their plumage is like gaseous. It's really weird. A lot of things in the Albed territory just kind of had a weird appearance to it. Sandworms are pretty cool though. Way to block. I'll turn the ×2 speed off in a second, but I will use it if I'm having to backtrack through any place, because it's a little much, especially for a stream. But I would prefer to mostly just do this game on its original intended speed. But if I could save a little time during the backtrack, I will. Besides, usually when facing the bigger enemies, despite the fact that you can, you know, more or less pause the game, I still like to have things going at a nominal pace. Okay, I don't think I want to go down that way. If we're strictly traveling west, then I'm just going to try and take the most direct route west. Not much out there. Oh, hey, did Libra wear off? I'm not very trusting of little oil rigs that we have set up here. What is that? Oh, I think it's a bomb. I don't know if I want to fight that. Not really much over there anyway. Two things. One, I don't want to break the chain I've got going, especially if we're going through here and there's going to be more Urtanyensa. I'd rather keep the chain up and reap the rewards. But two, it's kind of weird, like, I don't remember this happening that much in the original game. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but it seems like every once in a while we'll come across like some sort of freak enemy in just any given map. Something that is over-leveled for everything else that sort of surrounds it. And depending on where it is, sometimes I could take it on, sometimes not. There was one in the Lusu mines, it was like some kind of super bat. And that one was a little rough. I don't remember if I beat it. I don't think I did. And then I came across one, I believe it was in the Western Sand. It was some sort of doom skeleton that had a... I don't know what it was. It's like a banner or something. That one ended up killing one party member, so I mean that's pretty bad for how I've been performing for the most part, but otherwise it was relatively easy to take down. Oh god. God damn it. You're gonna ruin my chain. Ugh. They're all part of the same clan. Should count. Balance. Oh, way to go. It's a hefty thud. Especially for something that floats. So what was that I just picked up? It was a spell? Maybe that was the other thing I got too. Area damage equal to difference in caster's current and max HP. Ah, one of those. So I got something else. I don't remember what it was. It might have been a spell too. problem is I don't remember what it was. Oh well. Now, if somebody can learn it, I'm sure it'll be handy at some point. Hey, look at these things. Axe beaks. These ones have the human faces. Oh no, they're still bird-like. I dig the color scheme. Alright, going in the right direction still. Leveled up. Vaughn. Means we can do our switch. Problem with this party is no one's really a particularly hard hitter. I guess Balthier sometimes. Maybe it's when he gets a crit, but I feel like he's about as damage dealing as Fran is, maybe even less so. And like she did 244, he did 214. It's not that great. She's got like real basic stuff, fire and thunder. And it's worse than a regular attack. That's a shame. I guess maybe if it was weak against anything. Maybe these guys are weak to something else? Nope. Let's see, Penham's got anything that... nothing that can cure slow. Chronos tier. I'm not familiar with all the items yet, so I don't know what to immediately jump to if I see certain status ailments. I think I remember there being a hunt up there, but I'm gonna skip out on that particular section. Let's just keep going. I think we're close-ish to the tomb. In fact, it might be right past this area. Who the hell are you? Dice. Oh, unusual to see people out here. Trying to catch us some sandfish, but they're not biting. Why have you come to such a place? You seem to be adventurers, yes. Surely you did not come to hunt treasure in the Valley of the Dead. Valley of the Dead? Treasure hunter or no, you'd best avoid that place, lest you care to tangle with an avian most dire. What I want to know is, are you outfitted for the desert? I'm something of a merchant. If there's anything you need, let me know. Oh, you know what? We might fight the Garuda in there, actually. Maybe it's a good thing we did a little side quest-ski. Ah. Alright, well, hopefully this stuff will rack up. Nothing in the bazaar, huh? He's got the armor. He's got the weapons. Guess there's not this I need. Unless something in there can cast sleep or something bad. I mean, Fran just got hit with sleep, but that was by a common enemy. I'm not as worried about that. Get some high potions because they're still pretty useful. Charge, I don't even want to touch because I don't typically like gambling attacks. Sort of a waste of my time. Okay. What do we even want to do here? I wonder if we're gonna fight a flying enemy. Is it gonna be one that touches down on the ground too much, or maybe not? No. You know, I figured why they did that is probably because of the ammunition. That's a pretty big jump, though. 38 to 50. I mean, stat-wise, it seems like it's pretty good. Got any armor I can sell? Windbreaker. Yeah, this might be a situation where we're gonna want some ranged attacks here. Paramina crossbow. Ancient sword, that's old. It's like real old. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, because I think we'll probably want a magic caster. Like Penelo or Ash. Well, whatever. Let's see, Paramina, Sirius. Kogara Sumaru. Unfortunately, these are relatively cheap, but... Oh, wait. God damn it. I didn't think Balthier could equip that. Survival vest, give you the heavy coat. Raises magic attack power and HP is critical. Yes. Don't really need her with that. Ah, shit. Backed away one too many times. Okay, I can get one more thing. Maybe I'll just stick with the armor, I guess. Alright, we'll see how this goes. I hope there's a save point beyond here. You will now have the option of saving your game, alright. Thanks. Literally just a save point. It's not a crystal or anything. Yeah, I think that's probably what we're looking for. Yeah, no crystal or anything. Okay, so those Esker berries. I don't know if there's a particular time that we want to use this, or just immediately. Should we do it immediately? I'm gonna do it immediately. I've already taken it to it. Those weapon upgrades were worth it. Man, good lord. Just look at those chunks of health just falling off. Maybe the berries had something to do with the defense too? I don't know. Good lord. Yeah, it's one of those things where I remember being much worse than the original. But I probably just wasn't prepared for it. Congratulations! Ancient device stirs. Boy, I seem to remember them getting all the way here and then, like, not even going in.
The gods granted their favor to King Raithwall, who would oversee the subjugation of a vast territory spanning from Mordalia to Valendia. Here he forged the Galtean alliance. Though he is called the Dynast King, upon establishing the alliance, he demonstrated compassion for his people and disdain for needless war. A philosophy passed on to his successors, one that would bring peace and prosperity for hundreds of years to follow. It was during this time of peace that the city-states of Arcadia and Rosaria, each members of Raithwall's alliance, took root and flourished. Raithwall left 3 relics signifying descent from the Dynast King. Of these, the Midlight Shard was given to what would become House Nabradia, and the Dusk Shard to my ancestors, the founders of Dalmasca. The last of these relics was the Dawn Shard. It remained hidden here, known only to those of royal blood.
As though the Dynast King foresaw the very plight before us now.
None save descendants of the king are suffered within. If we attempt to enter without proof of such lineage...
There's no guarantee we'll make it out alive. Vicious beasts, fiendish traps, something like that?
Mm-hmm. But you must consider the prize. The Dawn Shard lies within, and Raithwall's treasure.
And there was I, thinking this was going to be hard.
Let's see what it's like then. You go on ahead, you do this. Magic stir within the device. Touch it. Oh, did we actually get in? Alright. I don't know what the hell I was thinking of then. I remember coming here and I remember there being ships. Maybe it was another tomb. I remember getting to a place and then having to backtrack or leave or something. What was that thing? Contraption you'd find in all but the most rudimentary ancient ruin. One touch and off you're whisked to you know not where. Very roundabout way of speaking. Finer points of their operation elude me, but they're handy all the same. What more need a sky pirate know? I wonder where the second one goes. Don't really have a full map. Oh, I guess they both just lead out, maybe? No? I don't get it. Oh, you know what? I think it's starting to come back to me. I think I might remember something here. Yeah, I definitely remember something here. Oh, yeah.
Fight or run? We better decide fast.
Vaughn, where are you? How are you talking? It's the demon wall. I don't know how many times this thing appears in Final Fantasy. I know for sure it's in 7. I remember it in 7. Sort of late game at that. Or maybe mid. I think it might be the ancient city. Let's see if we can get a chunk of its health out. Man.
Here she comes.
I can't believe Balthier turned into a meteor.
There's a proper way to do everything. Here she
So
comes.
this is what I was thinking of before. It's not necessarily that you have to push button combinations, but you can link together other quickenings. And you can link it together with other characters, or you can link it with your own, but you have to kind of go through this slot thing. And then depending on how many you get like a final encompassing attack. Which I'm probably gonna get, let's see. Yeah, there it is, Inferno. Overall, they're not as flashy as some of the, the overdrives or limit breaks of old, but they're okay. I don't even know if any of these would be, like, worth it. I'm gonna switch out for Bosch and Ash. Whoa. X zone? What the hell is the X zone? It's pretty intense.
How about some of this?
That was like the colors on that one. Oh, Windburst. I guess they're elementally charged? I don't know. There we go. Alright, that might have been a problem had it not been for the quickenings, but... Fortunately, we were able to get through. I don't remember if I beat that thing last time. I think I just headed for the door. I'm not too sure what happened, like what the alternative is, like why one would be preferable over the other. Again, what is the X zone? Huh. It's the extreme zone, where nobody can be revived. Oh, another one. Ah, shit.
The wall comes. We must be quick. Together we can bring it down.
I wasn't prepared for another one. There's nothing I can do. I guess the road on this one seems a little bit longer, but still. Brazier bears time-worn inscription. These words have been left by the Tomb Watchers. Wakes it with the flames, follows it their shadows, ne'er straying. Demon wall halts at its advance. Alright. So basically that's just how we can get it to stop. This one we have to fight. We didn't have to fight the last one. Balthier is back. So that's good, I guess. Maybe we could slow it. Now this one's got much less health than the other one too, so. Defense captures. Okay, no, not that. Try stop. Uh-oh. Didn't even block it with the shield, he blocked it with his sword. Uh-oh. Vaughn, what are you doing?
How about some of this?
Damn. Uh-oh, she's in the X zone. I don't know, I guess that must just mean they're like banished or something. Like there used to be a move, but it's a little weird because they're still gone even after the battle. That's like 3 bosses in a row. gonna head back real quick to see if I can get Ash out of the X zone. Alright, she's back now. That way I don't mess up my party system. Going too fast, slipping around the door. It's a hell of an entryway. Oh god. Yeah, this is a big dungeon. Many layers.
Incredible. It wounds me to look on as they pillage so solemn a place.
Yet without help, you and I are as nothing. Is this not so? He thinks ever and always on his own profit. Assure him of it and he shall remain true to our cause.
I do not share your majesty's trust.
We will continue this later. Now we should concern ourselves with finding the Dawn Shard. It sleeps in waiting, somewhere deep within.
How can you be certain?
I can hear its call.
I wonder if that takes us back to the entrance. Map of the Tomb of Raithwall. Now let's take a look at what we're dealing with. Alright, well, somewhere around here there's probably going to be some sort of warp stone. I don't know if I should head to the right or the left first, though. What the? It went out of its way. Okay, well, I was gonna go down the lower one, but yeah, sure, why not? We could go with the upper one. Takes us to the same area, it's just one starts off on the inside and one on the outside. At least as far as these perimeters are concerned. Warp moat. Oh god. Hey, look, it's the thing with the face.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at that bestiary. Tomb of Raithwall, Lesser Chimera. Ugh. In times now ancient, mages worked magics upon captured cockatrices to effect the eldritch creation of the twisted beings. Let's see, they are possessed of a singularly wicked intellect, which they use to its full extent for the infliction of pain upon their enemies. Their wings shine as the rainbow, each bearing a blazing red eye, marking that shifts from side to side as they move. These being used to discourage foes larger than they are, and for purposes of attracting a mate during mating season. Oh. Ugh. What a sight that would be. Can't really zoom in, but slightly horrifying. And when I look at that, I definitely don't want to think about its mating season. I do wonder if they're weak to anything, though. I never know what sort of weaknesses any of these enemies have. Aqua is a good magic spell, though. Seems like it affects most things. Cool effect on the zombies here. If you look at them, they drop like maggots. There's like these wriggling maggots all over them, and then they sort of fall off as they move on. What the hell is that? Looks a little cartoony. Rago. Big old teeth. Cure emote. That's not too bad. You see this thing. Once a proud statue set to protect the tomb of Raithwall for all eternity, the horns and blade on its head being symbols of the Dynast King's authority and power. On a fell day, monsters intruded the sanctum of the tomb, and with them came a great surge in the mist within. Perhaps this caused the mechanisms to control to fail. Now it's no longer better than the beast it was charged to keep away, and it will rampage down death corridors until it is given its final rest. I wonder if the sword was stuck in there before or after. I guess it looks like it's supposed to have cracks, so maybe it's just some adventurer stabbing things in its head. Alright, I think we found what we might want to see. The device remains asleep. What the hell? These massive Olmec heads. Luminous crimson jewel is set within the pedestal. Touch it. Oh. Looks like it's activated. What is this? Half of the altar stone is sunk into the floor, but not all of it. It doesn't appear to lead anywhere right now. Okay, and this took us where? Ah, back to the center. I see, so maybe we have to activate something similar on the other side. That's unfortunately how a lot of these dungeons went. I mean, this one's a lot more symmetrical, but it seems like just a lot of walking through areas. It almost feels like a dungeon crawler, which is not my most favorite of genres. But it's not too bad. I guess if I was really feeling the strain or feeling like I was spending too long on it, I could do the, 2-speed. But it's like we're gonna end up going through this other section here, and I guarantee you it's gonna be exactly the same as the last one. Just looking at the map. And they do mix it up after a while. There's a couple dungeons that feel pretty distinct. There are other tombs and stuff, but they all feel sort of unique to each other. Some of them just go on for a little while. Ah, crap. Here, do your heal. Soul Leader, Withered, Telekinesis, Exposed, Traveler. I don't even know what most of this stuff does. Deal damage based on total steps taken to all foes in range. Oh. I've taken a lot of steps. I wonder what sort of percentage it cuts down on. What else does he have? Lower one foe's defense, deal range damage with a melee weapon. That's interesting. Lower one foe's strength, and consume HP to deal damage to one foe. I'll have to remember that. Anyway, we need somebody with Libra on, because I do not want to run into any more traps. Alright, nobody take a step forward. God damn it. Fossler, you fool. Oh, Cura affects everybody, that's nice. Is that everybody? Yes, it is. Alright, time for a party switch. Oh, we got ghosts. Quick, shoot it with your gun. I feel like that enemy's a little rougher than most. Ugh. Okay, luminous barrelin jewel is set in the pedestal. I guess we'll go ahead and touch it. Oh no. Oh god, no. Everybody's all oiled up. Okay, what did this even open up? Something that's not on the map. That's cool.
Fog? Underground?
Not fog. Mist.
You can see the mist with your eyes?
Where it is thick enough, you may. The nether runs deep in this place.
So, is the mist dangerous?
Yes, but it is also an aid. A dense mist allows the working of powerful magics.
I'll keep that in mind. Can't count on Vaughn to keep track of these things. That's for sure.
Always harping on Vaughn. Can't catch a goddamn break. Okay, so this is the center part. Oh god, the mist in here has that same effect that the screen blocker thing had in the port inside the Dreadnought. You get like reflections, which is kind of a cool effect for a PS2 era game, but it wasn't exactly working on that glass. This, it makes a little more sense. Probably looks a bit better too. What is that? New enemy. Oh, you know what? Here, we'll get into that, but I recognize that, sort of. Also, considering the extreme symmetry here, I'm sure. Yeah, there we go. Chests are going to be on either side. A blood sword sounds rather nice, though, so let's see. Can't equip it. You need... It's a one-handed sword. It is better than what he's got right now, though. I haven't looked at licenses and gambits in a while. Let's see. Sword 5. Sword 6. Master sword. These are all two-handed swords? Deathbringer Stoneblade. Save the Queen. No kidding, huh? That was from Final Fantasy IX. And the Ultima Blade. Those are all great swords. Wait a second, so can he do like a one-handed sword? Also, I want that battle lore, sounds pretty good. Increase that HP. Consume HP to deal damage to one foe. Increases strength on HP critical. Sounds nice, but not something I need right now. These are all gambit slots. Increase strength when HP is full. Oh, there it is. Bloodsword has its own slot. That's weird. Damn it. Okay, well, I guess we'll get to that eventually. This is the accessory wing. Sure, that'll be nice. Here, let's increase magic potency a little bit. I like my magic's potent. Man, there's a lot of those. Maelstrom's Bolt. Oh, wait, is that our third? Yeah, it is. Oh, man. We'll get to it eventually. Reduces action time by 10%. Heck yeah. Guess I'll just round it off and get that one too. Okay, Pinello. Ah, Evanescence. They were big around this time, weren't they? Reduces magic MP cost, that's good. Magic potency. Magic power and HP critical, gain MP after defeating a foe. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Increases magic potency. I'm gonna get this rod here. Ah, damn. Okay. Increase HP. Ethers restore more MP. Sure. Yeah, I don't think we could buy ethers yet, and I don't really have a whole lot, so. Gain MP after dealing magic damage. I guess. Increase magic potency. Reduce action time by 10%. That's a good one. Increase physical attack damage. That's a good one. Probably gonna want that third tier crossbow too. Some green magics. Not really worried about that. Increase physical attack damage. That's good. Duration of status effects. Max HP. This is the HP wing. He's kind of needed it, to be honest. I feel like Balthier tends to die a bit quicker than most anyone else. Gambit slots, HP increase. More gambit slots, deal damage based on steps taken. Sounds good. I don't really have that technique, I don't think. I've even seen it available for purchase anywhere, but I'm sure eventually it'll be nice. Okay. Alright, sorry for the license board break, but we have a boss coming up, and I don't know. It might be hard, not that the past 3 that we've fought really were that much of a challenge, but best to be prepared. I think this thing it might use magic. I'm just gonna switch to Pinello for right now. Eliminate a step out of doing this. there a way to chain stuff together? I guess I never look at the, I guess maybe not. I might be thinking of Knights of the Old Republic. Alright, let's see what we could do here. You could try stealing from it, I'm sure that'll work out good. Actually, I'm gonna do a little protect on Balthier too. The look of Belias sort of reminds me of the brothers' Guardian Force from Final Fantasy VIII. I don't know. It's almost as if they've been infused and dyed red. He ain't really doing much. He tried to attack Penelo, but she blocked it. Okay, that's a pretty heavy hit. Does anybody have Dispel? Yeah, I don't like that.
I never miss. My regards.
Trying to see if I can charge up Penelo's, but should have just gone with Balthier's. Ooh, Elemental Treachery is nice.
There's a proper way to do everything.
Damn.
Here she comes!
I didn't even do anything. No. Oh, they're espers.
In
Okay.
vain glory they arose, shouting challenges at the gods, but prevail they did not. Their doom it was to walk the mist until time's end. A legend of the Nemo.
My family tells a story of the Dynast King and an Esper. The story goes that in his youth, the Dynast King defeated a mighty Gigas, for which the gods took heed of him. Thereafter, it was ever bound to him in thraldom.
So, all this time it's been here guarding the Dynast King's treasure?
Not so. The Esper is the Dynast King's treasure.
That's your treasure?
In this Esper we now command rests a power whose worth is beyond any measure.
Is that so? Call me old-fashioned, but I was hoping for a treasure whose worth we could measure.
Would have been preferable. Maybe. I guess we have power. So you have to assign the Esper to somebody. I think I remember in my original playthrough I gave it to Bosch? I don't think I gave it to anybody else. I don't know how you do that necessarily, though. I guess I'll look into it later. But yes, Espers. I was trying to think of what the overall term was for the summons in this game. You never know what it's gonna be. I'm not sure if there's any rhyme or reason behind what they named them, but I don't think they used Espers since Final Fantasy VI. I think most games just call them summons, and then there's like the Guardian Force, there's Eidolon, and whatever else, so... At least this is one of the more well-known ones, not something original. I probably don't want to touch that right this moment, right? Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Your Majesty, we must go.
Looks a little on edge.
What? Wrestler. You will be avenged.
Is that it? I guess it's important, but this is a big room for just one thing. Whitestone bears a time-worn inscription, which is, "By this return ye to the hall of the destroyer. By other means return ye back to this place." I see. I also really like the background music in this spot. Which unfortunately doesn't continue to any other spot. Okay. Back to the beginning, basically. I'm sure there's other things inside here, but I think we need to return here anyway for some kind of hunt. Which, I say we, but probably gonna do that on my own. I'll take 2 steps outside this thing and see if anything happens, because I sure remember something happening here. Yeah, there you go. Well then. No, we all
Such a
got up here real
tremendous honor
quick.
to again be graced with your presence, Majesty. You left us with such great dispatch upon our last encounter that I must confess I had begun to worry that we may have given your Majesty some cause for offense.
Such a heartfelt display of remorse. Now what is it you want?
I want you to give me the Nethicite.
The Nethicite?
That is a base imitation. We seek Raithwall's legacy, the ancient relics of the Dynast King. Day-affected Nethicite. Did you not tell them, Captain Azalus?
Majesty, he speaks of the Dawn Shard. That is the Nethicite.
Are you mad, Vossler?
If we are to save Dalmasca, we must accept the truth. I will fight this profitless battle no more.
Captain Azalus has struck a wise bargain. In return for the Dawn Shard, the Empire will permit Lady Ash to reclaim her throne, and the Kingdom of Dalmasca will be restored. Think on it. An entire kingdom for a stone, you must admit, is more than a fair exchange.
And when all is said and done, your master will have another pet.
Lady Ash, let us take him for the people of Dalmasca. Your Majesty wallows in indecision on peril of their heads. And his shall be the first to fall.
Well, at least your sword is to the point.
To think the relics of the Dynast King were day-affected Nethicite, Dr. Sid will be beside himself.
What did you say?
Captain Azalus, take them to Shiva. They should have leave to return to Rabanastre soon. I want you to assess its power.
Did our orders not specify that we return the stone for testing?
I will not chance returning with a stone that is yet unproven.
Might end up regretting that. We'll see.
When we return to Dalmasca, we can announce that you are alive and well. I will then continue our negotiations with the Empire. I believe Lars has the key. He'll listen to us. We should trust him.
Who are you, Vossler, to talk of trust?
A son of Dalmasca.
Our equipment here is limited, so we'll be using the ship's drive to make our assessment. Once we've connected the stone, the reaction should be easily measured.
Methods do not interest me, only results.
Friend? Such heat! The mist, it's burning!
6,800, 6,900, 7,000! This must be day-affected Nethicite! The count still climbs!
Ah, we found it at last. True day-affected Nethicite. The power of the Dynast King in my hands. Blood alone does not an emperor make, vain.
What is this? Something's wrong!
What is it? You stand!
Hold her down!
with her?
I always knew Fran didn't take well to being tied up. I just never knew how much. How about you?
I like Fran's idea. Let's get out of here.
No farther! Sky Pirates, the future of Dalmasca will not be stolen. Why do this, Bash? This struggle is futile. You must know where it leads.
I do know. All too well.
I guess she's in berserk mode, so I can't really do anything about that. Why don't we just start with the quickening? The monster's about to get his ass kicked.
There's a proper way to do everything.
Damn. He was doling out the 300 damage hits when he was on my side, but now he's only doing like 48, 50. You know what he seems to be attacking Balthier a whole lot. As soon as I put Protect up, then he doesn't do it anymore. Uh-oh. That didn't end nice. Boss, you weren't even in the battle.
Engine power falling rapidly. It's negative. Impossible.
Engine room, this is the bridge. Report.
What are they doing down
what's
there?
happened.
The Neversite's draining the ship's power.
Disengage it at once.
I want that
We're
number
trying
3
to
unit
stop
seal.
it.
Let me
It's
in.
infected. Reach critical in 300. Cascade failure.
Gets the final
Ash,
word.
let's go.
Just the final deep stare.
I've ever thought of Dalmasca first.
I know you do. I would ne'er gainsay your loyalty.
Look on what my haste has wrought. Did I act too quick? Or was your return too late? I can serve her no more. You must take up my charge.
Goddamn.
This might get a little dicey.
The mist. It manifests now.
Is that what you call this?
What's that?
I think it's the Dawn Shard. Then what are we waiting for?
Alright, well, point taken. Guess stay-affected Nethicite is nothing to mess with.
The dreadnought Leviathan is sunk. The 8th Fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army lost. As word of the events in the yacht sounded throughout the Empire, quit I Bougerba, citing sudden malady. My true motive, to bring the various counter-imperial forces scattered throughout Ivalice together in unified resistance. By this time, Lady Ash had made her return to Rabanastre. She had not, however, made known her presence. Rather, she was content with keeping both her own whereabouts and those of the Dawn Shard concealed. Had she chosen then to go before her people, my error in announcing her suicide would be known, to the great detriment of my efforts to assemble a resistance. In such circumstance as the Lady Ash then found herself, even were she to proclaim Dalmasca restored, it would serve only to invite the Empire's wrath. Though Arcadia had lost her 8th Fleet, she remained, as ever, a military power with which to be reckoned.
Memoirs of Marquis Hanum Andor IV, Chapter 16, Biding Time. Here we have one of the more unique locations in this game. It doesn't quite look like anything else.
The Rosarian Empire assembles a vast host under guise of martial exercises. It is our belief they wait for the proper pretext, the sooner to make their strike against Arcadia.
The loss of Leviathan and her fleet at such a time comes as a most grievous blow. Were Rosaria to invade, the battle would be hard fought. Had Lord Vane not deployed the fleet so capriciously, we would not now find ourselves in such perilous circumstance.
Lord Vane shall be made to answer for his actions. It is the will of the Senate. Excellency, though he be your son, justice must be served.
A convenient thing, justice. And so I must now make a choice between my throne and my son.
A most lamentable situation for us all.
Oh? For Lord Vane, perhaps. Yet surely Lord Lauser will make for a fine emperor.
Lauser so adores his brother, and he is yet young.
But he will not remain young forever. Already he busies himself unraveling Lord Vane's tangled skein. Lord Larsa has found his role to play and pursues it with some enthusiasm.
Ah, yes. And who would set him at such tasks?
What matter? Lord Vane himself once saw his elder brothers brought to like justice, did he not? At your Excellency's behest, as I recall.
You may put yourself at ease, Lord Gramis. So long as the Senate watches over her, Arcadia's well-being will ever be ensured.
By your will, I shall bid Vayne return to Arcades.
So, it was the Dawn Shard that brought down the Imperial fleet.
You know your stuff.
Destructive power of such force. I've seen it once before. Lady Ash, you know of what I speak.
Nabudis.
The capital of Old Nebradia, Lord Rassler's fatherland. At the time of the invasion, a division of Imperials entered the city. There was a mighty explosion. Friend and foe died alike. Something was there. One of the Dynast King's relics. The Midlight Shard was in Nebradia.
More Nethicite. Well, no wonder they invaded.
That ridiculous war. The trap at the treaty signing. All this because Vayne wanted power. He must not be allowed to claim the Nethicite. The Empire must never hold it.
Oh, they already do. The Dusk Shard, most likely the Midlight Shard too. Besides, can't they manufacture Nethicite now?
Very well. Then the path set before us is clear. We'll use the Dawn Shard to fight them. Dalmasca does not forget kindness, nor ill deed done. With sword in hand, she aids her allies. Sword in hand, she lays to rest her foes. This Nethicite I hold must be my sword. I will avenge those who have died, and the Empire will know remorse.
You even know how to use it?
The Garif may know.
Brings up a good point.
The Garif people live by the old ways. Magicite lore is a part of their culture. They may hear it, the cry of the Nethicite's power. Whispers of the stone's menace.
Dangerous though it be, what we need now is power. Should we declare Dalmasca free without the means to defend our claim, the Empire would crush us. You must take me to meet with the Garif.
They live beyond Osman Plain.
Not exactly close.
Compensation, is that what you want?
Straight to the point, aren't we? I like that. Compensation. How about the ring?
This? Isn't there something else?
No one's forcing you. I'll give it back to you as soon as I find something more valuable.
What do you mean something more valuable?
Hard to say. I'll know when I find it. What is it you want, Vaughn? What are you looking for?
Me? What am I looking for? I guess... Well, you know...
Things.
The Gareth are said to dwell in Kirwan.
So they do. We'll need to head south, past the Giza Plains.
It is the rains now in Giza. The wadis will be swollen with the deluge. Passage may be difficult.
But those same waters may also lay open new routes to us.
Regardless, we must go south, yes?
First things first. You're eager to be on your way, I know. But we should see that we're prepared before setting out.
I made my resolve 2 years ago. I swore to overcome any hardship I may face.
Man cannot live by resolve alone, Princess.
All right. Well, that was quite a bit of happening. And to think, I was almost going to end it as soon as we entered back into the Valley of the Dead, but something told me. Perhaps it was the lingering thoughts of knowing what was going to come up afterward, but I was just thinking, think something happens here. Might just stop and see what it is. Anyway, I think right now is a good opportunity to stop. And we'll come back to this couple days, as usual. Gonna do some Okami during the next stream. But very enjoyable. I'm digging this game. And just something about the story. It feels like it's like a much more mature Final Fantasy than we've dealt with before. And I don't necessarily mean that to put down the other ones. It's just the way it sort of handles its plot and delivers its exposition and other things, sort of carries itself a lot differently than other Final Fantasies that we've played in the recent past even. But yeah, it's very good. It's got me hooked on it once again. So I will probably end up doing a handful of things off stream with it, like maybe do some hunts or something. As both of you said, it doesn't hurt to be prepared before setting off onto whatever we're going to be doing next. I don't remember the specifics of the events, but usually how it's going, I didn't remember most of the stuff that was going to happen during the stream, but as soon as we were getting up to it, then it was like, oh yeah. So I'm sure my memory will be refreshed as we sort of progress through it, but that's going to be it for now. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow, do some Okami, come back to this in a couple days, more than likely. But thanks for watching, appreciate it as always, and have a good night. See you next time.